Hey. What's going on, everybody? Ooh, what a week. I'm tired. It was a really crazy busy week. Gavin, how are
Yeah,
you?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm hanging in there.
We're tired because I think we over delivered tons and tons of really good value and content for our Deal Fast Track Marketing Challenge that we did last week. And over the weekend, we've been working hard, talking to folks who are interested in the coaching program. We just did a big onboarding call today with some new people, and we're closing the doors tonight to this special Deal Fast Track coaching program. And so we wanted to do one more call to just recap kind of the important things we talked about in the videos. And if you're in the Facebook group, the main Deal Fast Track Challenge Facebook group, those videos from last week are going to be taken down tomorrow. Okay. And if you're still interested in working with us in the coaching program, I'm going to show you right now. It closes tonight. All right. And if you have, here we go. Is that better there? You go to dealfasttrack.com/now. The phone number, if you have any questions, you can call us or text us at 636-242-8329. 636-242-8329. And we can answer any questions you have, get on the phone and talk. I don't know anybody else, and I'm saying this honestly and genuinely, if you can find anybody else that has a better coaching program for the price than this, I don't know, maybe I'll pay for it for you. I don't know what, like, this is crazy. It's insane. This is why we're shutting down the doors tonight, Monday night at midnight, for this special program, because we don't have unlimited resources. We don't have unlimited time. We can only work with so many people one-on-one.
Yeah.
Right. So if you go to that website right now, dealfasttrack.com/now, or text us at 636-242-8329, you can tell us a little bit about you, see what we have to offer. I'm excited about it. We'll review right here in just a second what we have for you, and then we're going to open it up for questions. Any questions you guys have. And I also wanted to just kind of recap some of the important things that we talked about over the last week in terms of, whether coaching is the right thing for you or not. You need to understand some of these principles so you can start having success in your business. Just went to the bank today, withdrew. I have two different bank accounts, one for land at different banks and one for my other business. And so I have to transfer money manually, but just transferred $8,000 in cash. And it's weird. You get these funny sideways glances when you ask to withdraw cash. I could have done a cashier's check, but I was also curious to see if the banks were even giving cash away anymore. And they still are, but they asked me if I really wanted to do that. I could tell they didn't like it. But anyway, so we just flipped a deal, a vacant land deal in a virtual town that I've never been to Wilkes County, North Carolina before. Have you, Gavin?
No.
You might have driven through it. Wilkes County on one of your many RV trips.
Probably.
But anyway, yeah, and then we did a coach that was so cool. It was at Pepe. We had a guest on last Thursday. Or was it
Friday.
Thursday? Friday, yes.
Friday.
And he showed us a check from just a couple weeks ago of $35,000 on one of his deals. I just love this business, man. And we're seeing so many people have success. Esther, one of our students, posted a check the other day for $25,000, two checks. No, 12,500. So that's 25 grand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing deals. Our clients are doing deals. This is what it's all about. We're not here to just kind of teach stuff to make you feel good. I mean, we're here to help you make money. We're here to help you do deals. That's why we call it the Deal Fast Track Challenge. When we created this, Gavin and I were talking about, like, how can we help people get to their deals, get to a deal as fast as possible?
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty simple. I think it was just like, let's talk about marketing. So this challenge is all about marketing and getting leads, because if you want to make money, you got to do deals. And if you want to do deals, you got to make offers. If you want to make offers, you got to talk to sellers. If you want to talk to sellers, you need leads. So it all starts with marketing. That's the foundation for all of this. So this is why we harp on it all the time. We're not in the real estate investing business. We're in the marketing business. Cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. We changed the program as well. This came up with a few conversations over the weekend. We used to do a lot of one-to-one, like heavily one-to-one, not group at all, except for once a week. And one of the biggest things I got from clients was the problem is like you give great information one-to-one, but I want to know what I don't hear when someone else is asking questions. And I said, well, how do I get around that? And they're like, well, why don't you do a group coaching? And so I've done that, but one a week isn't enough. Like once a week, and then you meet again in a week. Like it's real estate. This is too fast paced, especially right now. Like you've got to be on it and moving fast. So then I started to think, and then that's when we decided to do a call every day. And then we felt that was definitely obviously better. So that's how it kind of came up. So we go live every day.
Well, wait a second.
To do that.
We must outsource that to some sales floor call center in Utah, right?
Of course we do. We don't do it ourselves. You don't see me on there.
Why?
No, obviously not. We
Why
don't.
would we do the coaching ourselves when we can just outsource it to somebody at $15 an hour?
Yeah. I think it's funny. Like, I think that's what people expect, Joe. Like, because we outsource the business, like you can't outsource. I'm well aware that I have a job when I do this, right? Like, because it has to be me. But this is what I love. This is what I like doing. This is what I've always done. Even in a golf industry, I did coaching because this is kind of what I love. So it's just interesting, to get people results. It's much better. It's much better when you see someone else doing 35 grand, and changing lives and moving forward and changing habits and all these little things that you get rewarded for, to be involved in. And don't get me wrong, you guys listening to this, you do the work. You deserve everything that you get, because you're putting in the effort. We're kind of just helping and guiding you and making it happen. And it's really cool to be able to do it.
And we say this all the time too. I get so much more excitement from seeing a student do their first deal. Maybe it's just 3, 4, 5 grand. I get way more excited about that than me doing my own deal, making 8 grand, 10, 20 grand. I mean, it's like we've been there, done that. And if we can help somebody else achieve some financial freedom to make money on their own without a paycheck, like without relying on a boss or a job, it's like if teaching somebody how to create income, generate money out of thin air, right? With just what's going on here in our heads. It's amazing. I love it. All right. So what I thought we would do is walk through real quick, and then we're going to answer. If you have any questions, type them in the comments, whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, type them in the comments, and we're going to go through and answer all your questions. Okay. And when we created this coaching program, we just really were thinking hard about, we want to make sure we can help people achieve financial freedom. That's it. It's a real simple goal, and it's not that hard to do. I mean, financial freedom, most people, let's say you make an average salary of $60,000, and maybe that's going up these days. I don't know. Let's say $75,000. Let me get a calculator here. $75,000 divided by 12, that's $6,250 a month. $6,250 a month. Guys, that's only one deal a month. Okay? One deal a month. Maybe one deal every 2 months, and you can replace your salary. I just like, and I don't want to sound arrogant, but like, that's not that hard to do. I mean, we could do that in our sleep. Practically, pretty much, almost. I mean, like, it's not that hard to do. And if you have never done a deal before, and this is all new to you, yeah, that sounds like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. That would change my life forever.
Yeah.
But you're looking at it and you're overwhelmed. You're like, where do I even start? And there's so many different strategies, so many different marketing tactics, and so many different unknowns and questions that you may have. You need a coach. You need a coach who can help you do 1 or 2 deals a month. Guys, it's really that easy. It's not that hard. All right. So our goal is to help you create financial freedom. So we wanted to create a 6-month mentoring program where it includes daily Zoom calls. It includes one-on-one coaching with me through Voxer. I'll talk about that in a second. But daily Zoom calls. every Monday morning or every weekday morning, we'll get on Zoom and network, mastermind, talk about deals, talk to call sellers, work. Go ahead.
I want to say, guys, who, Laurie, I can see you in the comments here, but who out of who's joined us? I know not all of you are on. We had a coaching call this morning. You were on the first coaching call. What did you guys think? If you got any of the clients watching, I have no idea if you are, because we just did a coaching call followed by a 2-hour onboarding call, which we have another one tomorrow for people that joined today. But let us know what you thought about it, because we actually do. We're analyzing deals today. We looked at a couple of deals that were super quirky and crazy. We answered questions. It was a lot of fun, and you can actually get what you need from these things.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a voice. If you're in VIP, you understand. It's the same format. We're all on screen together. You can interact, raise your hand, say something if you want, unmute yourself, all of them things. And I'm telling you, it's definitely a game changer for us.
I just wish I would have had this when I got started. Really wished I did. All right. The other thing you get, 6-month coaching program, daily Zoom calls. We get to network and mastermind in a private Facebook group. And this isn't some big multi-thousand person Facebook group. This is where we really get together and help each other analyze deals, share wins, share challenges. And it's great. In-person meetups every quarter. This is something Gavin and I are starting new, where once a quarter we'll meet either in person in Savannah, Georgia, and or St. Louis, Missouri. And it's just going to be a work day. We're going to get a conference room, maybe reserve something at Top Golf, maybe watch a Cardinals game. But we're going to hang out together and just talk business. It's kind of like a small little mastermind where we're going to be, everybody around the room is just going to be sharing what's a win and a challenge, and we'll be helping each other with our businesses. You're also going to get accountability, emails, and phone calls with Dayna. Dayna has been in our group helping us here. We're going to pay you $5,000 for your deals. And we're just looking for more deals to buy. You don't have to sell your deals to us, but if you find a deal, instead of worrying about all of the other 20 steps, just find the deal, bring it to us, and we'll pay you a quick $5,000. You can use our money and proof of funds if you need private money, hard money, proof of funds letters. You get all of our courses on creative financing, on wholesaling, soon vacant land, cool stuff. For the first bonus, you get the Automated Offer Pro software, which is like me looking over your shoulder, helping you create cash offers, owner financing offers, lease option offers. We're going to give you Freedomsoft setup and support phone calls. We're going to get access to one of our pre-trained VAs, virtual assistants that you can hire. I already talked about this. You get Voxer access to me for a couple months. You can ask me a question anytime on Voxer. It's like a smartphone messaging app, like walkie-talkie. It's pretty cool. We just added this in. This is super cool. I'm looking forward to this. Power Days. This is a brand new bonus we just added, where a Power Day is where 3 or 4 of us will get on Zoom, and whatever you need, let's just get it done. Okay. So you may want to have, you may need some help setting up your cold calling, pulling a list, skip tracing, picking a market, choosing a marketing channel, tying Freedomsoft and Click to Mail together, whatever it is. Let's just get it done. But our big goal in this Power Day is going to be going around the room in a small Zoom meeting room of 3 or 4 people. What do you need help with? Like, what is the main thing you want help with? And we're going to just crush it out and get a bunch of work done. Okay. We're also giving you a triple your money back guarantee. Yes. We just wanted to take away all the risk and just let you know that we're serious about this. So if you don't make triple the money back on the coaching program within 6 months, is that right? 6 months?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. We will refund it to you. Now you have to do the work, but we're so confident that what we teach in this coaching program is going to give you results. If we can't make you money, then we don't deserve yours. So I'm so confident of this. What are the minimum results or things that what's the minimum guarantees? You got to do the marketing. You got to participate in the calls, submit your scorecard, and make offers. Okay. One final bonus, and this is so cool. I love this. If you have a seller that is interested in maybe a lease option or owner financing or subject to, but they have questions. You don't know how to answer them. We will get on the phone and talk to your sellers with you. Is that crazy?
Yeah. So,
Right.
yeah,
It
that
is.
just helps, and we're going to be looking at that as a deal by deal case basis, right? You got to get into a certain, we talk about that. My team will come in and help you get it over the line and get you paid, right? But we're going to, while teaching you what to do so you can get better to get in that position and then take them on yourself. That's the goal, but it's there for you. Like if we have to get involved to help you make money to start with, then that's what we're willing to do.
Yeah. Super simple. So, who's got questions? All right. Robert wants to play golf. You're speaking our love language. I mean, sort of.
Robert's in. Robert's one of our clients. He also said here.
Come on, Robert.
There we go. That was for today. A lot of great info. Can't wait until we start analyzing my deals. It's
Love
happening.
analyzing deals. Nice. Okay. So, how did we become partners on the golf course? No, I wish. I'm not that good at golf. So, if we would have met on the golf course, that would have been weird because Gavin's actually really good and I'm not. And so, I don't know why he would have been playing with me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we met in was it Barcelona? No, it wasn't Barcelona. It was
Marbella.
Marbella, Spain. I came
Marbella,
on
Spain.
coaching. This is actually an interesting story. Real quick, I want to do you a fast version. But here's the thing: when we started working, I come from a coaching background, bearing in mind, and I can sell. Right, that's what I teach. So I actually came on, and that's exactly when you talk about adding value. In our negotiation, when I came on, and then I actually took over the sales of the course because they weren't even doing that right. When I came on, I worked with Joe for probably 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks, and we didn't even know how it was going to work. I said, hey, I think I can help you. This is the thing. And he's like, well, how are we going to work this? And I was like, look, I'll just do it for free. Let's see if I can even have an impact and see if it makes sense. Again, giving value. And then we figured it out. And then we just developed from there. Again, you got to be looking at always trying to, impact and give value first. And then everything else will come back. And that was just one thing, I remember you saying to me, Joe, as well, like as we go in masterminds, like you never want to go into a mastermind trying to receive anything. Okay. It's the wrong mindset to have. And I guess that goes for you guys coming into our group. Like I was impressed with Tom today. Tom's a new client, experienced flipper. And he was like, hey guys, you should do this. He came in and not saying, hey, raising his hand saying, how can you help me? He was actually giving value to the group, which in return, he's going to get value back. And that's how you need to approach, I think, life and business. Like in the masterminds, go and give as much as you can. Like lay it down. Like, hey, do this. This is what works for us. And in return, it's going to come back to you. So a real good way of, I think, going through life is doing that.
I want to answer another question here about lease options in Texas. But I want you guys to tell us what were some of your favorite marketing tactics that we taught during the challenge? And did any of you get results? I mean, at the I remember Gavin at the first on Tuesday, or I think, or Wednesday, we were already having students in the challenge that were getting leads and making appointments and making offers.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. So if you've got like of the marketing that we taught, and we taught like 6 or 7 different really good marketing techniques that you could actually start implementing right after the video was over. And so which ones, I'm curious, did you like the most? And which ones, have you guys done, and what kind of results did it get you? Okay. So Facebook user asks, will you help me to do lease options in Texas? Yes. Texas is a great state period. But Texas is a great state for doing lease option assignments. You can't do sandwich lease options. Sandwich lease options, you can only do them for 6 months, but you can do lease option assignments all day long. And you can do other things like land contracts or subject twos or owner financing. You can still do those in Texas. You just can't call them. You just can't do sandwich lease options. Okay. Okay. So long question here. I'll do my best to answer it real quick. Will you lay out a list of steps to doing deals virtually? For example, if I live in Washington, but I want to buy, sell, wholesale lease options in Ohio, what is the list of steps necessary to virtually doing deals not in your area? Listen, it's simple. It's the same steps of what you would do if you were to do a deal locally. There's no difference, really. Because even locally, you shouldn't be the one looking at the house. I mean, you can if you. I mean, you will close more deals if you're good at sales and you can meet the seller in person at the house. You will close more deals doing that, but you don't have to. You don't have to be the one swinging the hammer, showing it to the buyers, doing the bandit signs, taking the pictures. You should be outsourcing that anyway. And any active investor that's doing a lot of deals, they have people that do all of that for them. Okay. So anyway, what do you need? You need, number one, you just need to be able to make an offer. So online, you can virtually look at comps very easily these days, better than you've ever been able to in the past, and look at what similar properties are selling for, what they've sold for. And you can come up with a really good offer. You can see who the active buyers are. You can see what they're paying for properties in that area is. And so you need to make an offer for 5 to 10 grand less than what other investors are buying properties for in that area. Okay. So first, you got to do the marketing. So come up with a marketing plan. Second, talk to sellers. We always say talk to 5 sellers a day. Next, you got to make offers. So make a lot of offers. Your speed to income is directly proportional to the number of offers that you make. If you get a seller that accepts an offer, we usually have 2 to 4 weeks of an inspection period. And that's when what I like to do is you partner with a local wholesaler who's already doing deals, or you find a realtor and you get them to sell your house for you. Okay. And when somebody else starts looking at the house, they're going to come back and tell you, hey, did you know that there is no basement? Or did you know that it's falling apart? Or there's a train track in the backyard? And whatever it is, your buyers are going to tell you. And then you can always go back to the seller and renegotiate if you have to for a different price. If you need somebody to go look at the house, you can always hire somebody from Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, wegolook.com, and you can hire somebody. I knew a guy that would hire people from Uber to take pictures and look at his houses. So he would schedule a ride to be picked up from that house he was buying to another house 20 miles away or whatever. And then as soon as it connected him to a driver, he would call that driver up and say, hey, I'm actually not there. I'll pay you for the trip. So pretend like you're picking me up and then take me there. But I'll pay you an extra $25 if you take a bunch of pictures of the house. So you can find people to do all that for you. And once you start doing more deals virtually, you can get local realtors to help you, find local wholesalers to partner with who can help you. When we were doing deals in Jacksonville, lease options, remember, Gavin, how did we find that one guy to do the signs for us? And he was helping us show some properties too, wasn't he?
Yeah, we did. That was a crazy deal.
Was it Facebook? I did a Facebook post or something, didn't I?
It's Facebook or Craigslist. He came in, and he was like already putting signs out. He was doing like blood donation.
Yeah, diabetic strips.
That's right.
Expired diabetic strips.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, I do this all the time." And then he put his first sign he put out. We got a fine. That was funny. It wasn't, but it was.
Well, we paid it too, didn't we?
We paid it, yeah. And then he still carried on doing it. But yeah, our marketing for that, when we got that house, it was in his historic district. We had like 80 tenant buyers reach out in the first week. And then I don't know if you remember, we were showing it, and then unfortunately the seller passed away.
Yeah,
do you remember that? So we had a contract on it, an option on it, and then the seller passed away, and then it had to go through probate, and then we had to go and find another deal. But still, 80 tenant buyers in 7 days was pretty good. Why? Because we had it priced right, and it was a good location.
Yeah. But we found that guy with either a Facebook or Craigslist post.
Yeah.
I don't even think we paid anything for it. So you just got to flap. It's called the flap your lips method. Start flapping your lips. Yeah. Should we go through some of these questions here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Somebody here says, I would like to know when I get a deal, will you partner? And I know it's got to be looked at first, but even if not, I'm not understand. So that's why we do our daily calls. If you're a coaching client, we'll review your deals every day. So submit one of them for us to look at, and we'll look at it and tell you. Here's the thing. If we're not going to partner with you on it, if we're not going to buy it, if we're not going to lend you money on it, it's not a good deal. You don't want it. So go back to the seller. It's fine. And cancel the contract or renegotiate a new price.
Yeah. But I think his question was, you have to be in the program for us to do that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. For cold calling, how many hours to spend in order to get one lead? On average, Gavin, isn't this right? 1 to 2 hours of cold calling, you get one lead to two leads.
Normally every 3 to 4 hours you're gonna get 1 to 2 leads of cold calling. But there's so many variables. What list are you calling? What's the location? I could probably put you in, I don't know, Mississippi and get 4 leads in 4 hours, right? So it just depends. But on average, across a period of time, it's going to be more heavy at the start, weaker at the end as the list gets older. But on average, that's what it is.
Which kind of relates to this question. When do you suggest hiring a VA for cold calling? For me, as soon as possible. Like, I don't like doing that. It's hard work. We used for outbound cold calling, we use a triple dialer, and we just, we recommend getting a VA to do it for you.
Yeah.
And you can find VAs that have already used that software and they know how to do it.
Yeah, and the other reason is, or the other time is when you are not going to do it or you don't want to do it. Because if it isn't being done, then you have to hire a VA to get it done.
Yeah. So somebody is learning about Facebook Marketplace, learning how to do Redfin comps, and learning about Zillow owners and FSBOs. Nice. Oh, this is cool. Somebody found a buyer implementing the marketing during the deal challenge. I love it. How much will it cost to set up your business once we are in the coaching group, and will we need Freedomsoft? Okay, good question. On average, we say that you need to spend about $500 to $1,000 in marketing per deal. So if you want to do 2 deals a month, you need to spend between $1,000 to $2,000 in marketing per month. Okay, $500 to $1,000 in marketing per deal. And it all depends on a lot of things. And that includes the follow-up, right? It includes, if you're not answering the phone when sellers call you back, it's going to be hard to do deals. Okay. If it's taking you a week to make an offer, it's going to be hard for you to do deals. So just be thinking about that. And do you need Freedomsoft? Yes and no. Can you do deals without Freedomsoft? 100%. You can do deals with a pen and paper. That's how I got started. I was on the computer all day at work. I didn't want to be on the computer at home. So I started using pen and paper. I printed out a bunch of blank lead sheets. I put them in manila folders. But, once you start getting, 3-4 leads a day, you're going to need a database to manage all of that so that you can do the follow-up. All right. Looking at questions here. Robert, a lot of great info. Can't wait until I get you to analyze my deals. Love it. And somebody here, don't know who, unfortunately, thanks, Gavin, for answering our questions during the onboarding call today. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but thank you.
Okay, so question here, lease options. Then we will have to find renters to occupy those rental properties. On top of that, we'll also have to find the deals. It means we have to do marketing for both. Maybe I missed the first half of the question. But yeah, you have to market for sellers and for buyers. Okay. But buyers are actually the easy part. Whether it's a lease option or a cash deal, buyers are the easy part. As long as it's a good deal. I wouldn't worry about the buyers. And if you got a deal, we'll buy it. Lori says I have audio. You don't have video? Okay, somebody asked a question about Partner with Joe. What's the difference between this program and that? I've answered that a bunch of times. Partner with Joe does not include any coaching. And if you have a deal from Partner with Joe, that program, if you've got a deal, you can send it to support@joemccall.com. And if it looks like a good deal, we'll schedule a time to get on the phone. I love it. Robert says, I just signed up for the coaching on Friday, and I was on with Gavin for over 2 hours live already just today. Today's Monday.
Yeah, Robert's sick of me. And we're starting early tomorrow because we didn't get everything done that we all needed. So we're going to start a little early tomorrow.
Exceptional something something Mason. Where can I get the contract that the motivated seller and the cash buyer get for subject to? So we have contracts in our courses. So I'm not sure exactly which contract you're talking. See, this is why everybody here, if you don't have a coach, you need to get one. Because how do you know which contracts to use for lease options, for cash deals, for subject twos, for owner financing? How do you know if it's a good deal or not? If you make your profit when you buy, you better make sure you're buying a good deal.
Yeah.
If you're getting it wrong, you're going to get into trouble. You're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to waste a lot of money. You're going to waste a lot of, a good reputation if you back out of too many deals. So, don't be afraid to back out of deals. I'd rather you back out of deals and have a little egg on your face than get into a bad deal. And that's why you need a coach to prevent you, to keep you out of the bad deals. Let's talk about this for a second too, Gavin. And this is a good point, whether you're in our coaching program or not. If you find what you think is a deal and you want somebody to review the deal, what are some of the things you want to see, Gavin? What are some of the things that we want people to send to us if we have a deal? Because sometimes people give us a deal and all they do is give us an address and they want us to come up with they want us to do all the work. That's not how you learn, right? So what do we teach our clients?
Yeah, for sure. We need to know, obviously, what the situation is, the four pillars, right? If they can get that. We want to know what are the three lowest sold comps in the area. We want to know what are the three active comps in the area, right? We want to see that you've had a go, and then we can identify where you went wrong to obviously get you better at that, because it saves us time, but also we know what we're actually, what you need to improve on next time. So, for instance, we looked at one today, and I can immediately go on within 5 seconds and tell you if this is a deal. It's up at 90,000. It's been on the market for 160 something days. I know straight away it's not a deal at 90,000. So unless you say, oh, well, I have a contract at 30 or 50. Well, all right, cool. But if you say I have a contract at 85,000, it's listed at 90, and it's been on for 160 days, I already know it's not a deal without going any further. But then we got to look at, well, what could you offer and why isn't it a deal? And then we'll break that down so you actually know. That was one that we did earlier today to identify, well, why isn't a deal, what offer do you need to make on why you need to make that offer, to build on that. And guess what? Next time then the person knows exactly what they need to do.
We're just looking, you got to kind of do some of the work and tell us what you would offer. Maybe you've already offered, but you have to put yourself in the mind of the buyer. Why would a buyer want to be interested in that deal at that price? And you may not know, but it's also some common sense. Like Gavin just said, if you're only buying it for $5,000 less than what it's listed for, and it's been listed for 6 months, it's probably not going to be a good deal. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's a good comment. I'm a beginner, so the entire week was very informative and advantageous to me. I was most reluctant about the calls. Not good in talking to them yet. You guys made it all look easy, but I've got a ways to go. That's a great feedback, and I appreciate the honesty too. Listen, hardly anybody is good at making phone calls, right? Like, you're stepping out of your comfort zone. You're doing something that is not normal, right? They're not expecting a call from you. Sometimes they are, by the way. If it's a rental or a landlord or a for sale by owner, they're expecting a call, but you're not calling them for why they want somebody to call them. So it is a little challenging, but those are some of the best deals and you've got to learn how to become good at it. And that's one of the last things you should outsource to a virtual assistant, is the talking to sellers part. Mm-hmm. We make it look easy because, Gavin, what do? We position ourselves as a buyer who's looking for a deal. That's it. Mm-hmm. Right?
And it's keeping it simple, mm-hmm. Having simple questions and engaging, energy right. Okay, the easiest way is you got to be smiling. You got to match the energy on the phone, right? If you have someone that is, I don't know, in the deep south, quite southern drawn, kind of slow, chilled, you can't come in all Like they're just not going to go with that. So you got to try and match the energy on the phone so you can relate to people, and just little simple things that you can pick up. And yeah, I mean, we've been doing it for years, right? So it's always going to look easier than it is. I think that
Yeah.
goes for everything.
Well, one of the things I like to do is I'll trick my brain into thinking that I actually have $1 million burning a hole in my pocket, and I'm just looking at 100 different properties, and I have to pick one of them to buy it. So I'm not selling anything. I'm not begging them to sell me their house. They need to sell me on why I should want to buy their house. If you're trying to talk to a seller and convince them, and you're trying to convince them to sell it at a discount, to do a lease option, you're talking to the wrong seller. You should never be selling yourself. Like, you should be building rapport and being nice and, answering their questions with questions. And like, there's some technique to that stuff, right? But like,
Yeah,
you just got to position, you got to think of yourself as a buyer looking for a deal. You got a bunch of money. Do they want your money or not? Like, you're not trying to, it's just like, hey, can you tell me a little bit about your house? Is it still available? Though you're just asking those kinds of questions.
yeah.
Will a realtor help you sell a house that you have under contract, but you don't own? Yes. Here's the thing. These are usually when I'm getting realtors to help me on cash deals. These are lower end properties. Okay. And the rules, they're kind of different with those lower end properties. Okay. Because there's no banks involved. Usually they're cash transactions, right? I'm not saying the rules are the rules, no matter what price the home is. But here's the thing with lower priced homes. I'm honest with the realtor, and I'll tell them, listen, I'm out of town. I don't know if this is going to be a deal that I want to buy. I might just sell it. And so this is a situation. I found this deal. I made an offer. My contract is assignable. I might close on it and then fix it up and rent it out, or I might fix it up and just sell it, or I might just wholesale it, or hold it for 1 second and then turn around and sell it to somebody else. So I'm just wondering, Mr. Realtor, if you had any buyers that are looking for a property like this in this area. And I don't know how it'll all work out, but if you would like some commissions, I'll gladly pay them to you. Something like that, right? And let the realtor work out the details. If there's any kind of paperwork or whatever that needs to be signed, let the realtor work that out and figure it out. Sometimes you can say, listen, I'm just trying to sell this property. I don't want to buy it, but I'm trying to sell it for 55. If you want any kind of commission, just add it to whatever you want on top of that.
Yep.
Okay.
Sarah's asking Neil. Go on.
Jerry's excited to be on board. Come on, Jerry.
Yeah.
Love it. Go ahead. What was your question?
Sarah's asking about the pillars a few times here, the 4 pillars. So number 1 is the motivation / problem. Okay, so what's going on? What's the situation? Number 2, and you can change the orders in the conversation depending, but the timeline. How quickly do they want something to happen? So timeline's number 2. Number 3 is condition of the property. So how old is the roof, the AC? When was the last update for the kitchen, bathrooms, things like that? The condition. And then number 4 is the price. What price do they want? And is that their lowest price? Things like that. They're the 4 things that I was talking about.
Yep. This is awesome. Jeff said, I got leads from texting realtor listings for long days on market and rental listings and calling property managers, and I've put offers in. Still have much to implement and try. Excited to add slide dial, GMAS, and eventually My Plus leads. Already have PropStream, batchleads.io. Boom. Love it. Way to go, Jeff.
Good job.
Okay, this is a question. It's hard for me to see where I have it on my screen here. This is from Beverly. My seller and I settled on a price to wholesale. I know I have to start marketing the property right away. I used your one-page contract. Do I need to get a more formal contract signed after that? What will the title company ask for? What will the title company ask for when I want to put the earnest money deposit in escrow? So I'm assuming is this a lease option or a cash deal? Yeah. Beverly, if it's a lease option, it's kind of a hard question to answer in this kind of a quick format like this, because I created a whole course around that. There is a module in my lease options course, Beverly, on wholesaling lease option deals. And so you just need to watch that because I walk through an example deal step by step. I fill out all the contracts and I show you kind of how it all works. And if you need help finding that or where that is, Beverly, my team can help you find that exact video. Not sure I understand that one. Boom, boom, boom. Gavin, Sean has a question about, you mentioned one time on a recent podcast, you're doing a bunch of letters and you plan to increase that over the next 3 months. How has that campaign been going?
Yeah, good. We're getting about 7%.
7?
Yeah.
What kind of list
Oh,
is this?
sorry, 0.7. Sorry, it's been a long day.
0.7.
Not 7%, 0.7.
Okay.
Yeah, so just over between a half percent and 1%.
Who'd you send it to? And
It
what
was
did you send it?
absentee. We did absentee postcard. It wasn't a yellow letter. And we are getting calls. We've got one real good, but we have a tenant in the way. The seller will not let us sign the contract until the tenant is out. The tenant will not let us in because they're going through the eviction. But from the numbers, that one looks really good. We have a couple more as well in the follow-up. We do not have a contract as of yet on that.
How long has it been?
It's been probably now, we're in the second drop. So it's probably been 6 weeks.
Okay.
Something like that.
So did you send 6,000 at once? Or are you splitting
We did.
that up?
No, we split it. We did. We dropped 3,000 every 2 weeks.
So this was
Every
absentee
2 to 3
owners.
weeks. Absentee owners. Yeah.
In what market?
In select zip codes in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem that we're having, though, that I will change now, knowing moving forward, is we will when we the thing is with Birmingham, Alabama, is the zip codes. Okay, you can have one zip code that cover two different complete subdivisions of like stuff you do not want at all. Like it's not even worth our time looking at. I'm not saying you can't do a deal, but like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 homes, and then you have the decent side, and that happens a lot. And we're getting a lot of super, super, super low end. And you can make money, you can make a few grand, but again, for us, it's not worth our time and effort. And I don't want that to sound bad, but we're going for bigger deals. I've got no interest in trying to figure out and get liens off a house to make 3,000, right? We want to be making 10, 15 plus.
Yeah. Do you feel like going forward, would you rather do direct mail in a smaller town, not as much competition?
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to get a better response rate. So it just depends. I mean, you have to be selective. You have to be narrow in what you're doing. You have to have a point to it, else you'll just spend too much money. So we selected zip codes that we wanted, and I knew that it was always a risk in some of them, but we had a lot of leads in the real bad areas that we don't have an interest in. So I would definitely, change that. And it's not that you can't do deals; it's just warrants us as a business doesn't warrant our time focusing on that, trying to make a couple of grand.
Yeah. Cool. Will all the videos be available after Tuesday for VIP members? Okay, VIP members only get recordings of the coaching calls. So our regular content videos we're taking those down from the Facebook group tomorrow for everybody.
Which we have, though, we have training with all that in. So
Oh
you're
yeah.
not like losing it. Like when you get in the coaching program, we have all the training on all the marketing strategies we do.
Oh, I need to take a nap. I can't believe how tired I am. Looking through the questions here, sorry.
Did you see my Zoom time last week? Did you see that post? I
Zoom
was on
what?
Zoom. I was on Zoom 20 something hour, 20.
Oh, last week?
Yeah. just last week. Never mind today. I've been on 5 hours today. But yeah, it was insane. And I was not on the phone. That was just Zoom. It was intense week. It was good. I'm not complaining, but it was intense.
It's, I have so much respect for teachers in our schools, public, private, because like when I teach for a workshop or a live session for a couple hours a day, I'm exhausted. And we did it 5 days. We did another bonus session on Saturday, and then we did extra calls with after that. And we've been talking to people interested in the coaching. I don't know how teachers do it. They're standing on their feet all day. I think maybe we're out of shape, Gavin.
Probably it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Russ is saying, pray for Chuck. Yes, I am. Chuck is a mutual friend in St. Louis here. Those of you that know, I'd rather not say his last name, but if you know Chuck in St. Louis, who runs in our circles, pray for him. He's really in bad shape. Lori, you're welcome for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I don't see any more questions unless I missed some. People were asking a lot of questions about the 4 pillars, and then now those comments are coming in. Thanks for the answers regarding the 4 pillars.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing taken away from this is I've always said there's 3 or 4 M's to success, and I keep on adding some M's. First one is marketing, right? This is the number one thing you have to figure out in this real estate investing business. We're not in the real estate investing business. We're in the marketing business, and you need to understand marketing. You need to get marketing done for you in spite of you. That'll fix almost all your problems. More marketing. I'm serious. You just need leads. And so that's a big emphasis of ours. We give all of our students scorecards. We help them come up with a marketing plan. Like, this is what, don't worry about all this extra stuff. Just do this. And then the second M is, first M is mindset. Yes. Stinking thinking will kill your business, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you know everything that you're supposed to do and you just don't do it. So somebody has got a question about a house in Virginia, West Virginia. Do you see that comment, Gavin? About a house in West Virginia? Unfortunately, we can't tell who it is that's asking that question. And if you want us to actually look at a deal, this is probably not the best place to do that here. Okay, so the first M is mindset. You've got the most valuable real estate you'll ever invest in is the 4 inches in between your head, your ears. And that's where you need to be really focused on. So you need to, number one, you got to believe that you can do it. And you can't give yourself excuses. Don't beat yourself up. But we gave you some really simple marketing. And some people just can't do that because they're afraid of success or they're afraid of failure. They're the fear of the unknown. They don't know, well, what am I going to do if this happens? Or what if that happens? And they want to have all their I's dotted and all their T's crossed. They have these limiting beliefs that are stopping them. They think, man, I don't deserve it, or I'm not good enough for that, or whatever it is. I don't know if there's a simple, easy answer. There's not, but other than you need to hang out with people who are doing what you want to do. You want to hang out with like-minded people that are in business where you want to be, in life where you want to be, and just hang out with them and emulate them and do what they do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that much. Yeah. All right. So mindset, number 1. Number 2 is marketing. You got to do the marketing. Number 3 is momentum. And momentum is really, really important because you need to remember that when it gets hard and you're struggling and you're like, man, I haven't done a deal in a couple months. And when we are talking to students who are maybe slowed down, seeing a dip in their revenue, we always ask them, how many offers have you made in the last week, in the last month? And every time we see a dip in revenue, it's because they've made a dip in offers. Okay. And it's about momentum. It's not like you can just turn on a switch and deals start coming in and leads start pouring in. You've got to dig your well before you're thirsty. You've got to consistently be marketing talking to sellers, making offers, following up, because 90% of your deals are going to come from the follow-up. Plain and simple. And that's where the momentum comes in. You need to have that momentum.
That last, I was just going to say that last question that came in about that house. You need to, I don't know who it is, so I can't reference the name, but look on like PropStream at cash buyers active in that neighborhood, and see if you can move it that way. You can't move a deal that's not a deal. I know. I think you said that you paid 10,000, tens of thousands. So basically, if someone's undercutting you, you need to find out who the cash buyers in the area, reach out to them and see if they're interested. But if you don't have a deal, the buyers are going to tell you. So you need to find out from the buyers. If the question is, well, how do I find the buyers? You need PropStream or Batch, and then you're going to go cash buyers in that neighborhood that have called within the last which have bought within the last 3 months, 6 months, or year, and then that's who you're going to contact to sell that deal to. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah. Okay. So fourth M. Does anybody want to know what the fourth M is? Mentor. You need a mentor. Okay. Mindset, marketing, momentum, and a mentor. You've got to have a mentor in your business because they're going to help you with all of that other stuff. And I think the biggest thing that we do, our most important job, is to tell you to stop doing that and start doing this, right? Stop worrying about all the what ifs. We're just going to help you with a what next. All you need to worry about and focus on are the what next things. We get distracted. We get overwhelmed, information overload. What do I do next? Where do I start? It's real. The struggle is real, and we get it. I was a professional student for 3 years before I ever did a deal. Bought course after course thinking, all right, there's just one more secret pill that I got to take. There's one more secret tactic or list, or if I just learn how to do this in case this situation comes up, I learn how to do this, then I can start doing deals. Well, there's always going to be those things that pop up. You need to start taking massive action, and you need a mentor that can kind of push you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but also hold your hand and help you with the unknown, because we'll be there for you. We got your back.
Absolutely. Cool. Yep.
All right.
So guys, we're going to be wrapping up tonight. Joe, do we have a time?
We are. Oh, it's Marlita who's asking about that deal. Okay, Marlita.
She's good. She said that we answered it.
Oh, we got you. Cool. I don't see any more questions in here. How do you get buyers to look past erroneous comps? Well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Your buyers, if they're a good buyer, they'll know it's a good deal. And your buyers are your best source of comps, whoever's asking that. If it's a good buyer.
The same question.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think we're good.
Awesome.
You know what? I appreciate you guys too leaving reviews. In the last week, I've gotten about 24 new reviews. I appreciate you guys. If you liked this challenge and if you want to leave us a review, go to reviewjoe.net from your cell phone, reviewjoe.net. Leave us a review. Let us know what you think about this challenge. We'd love to hear from you about that and see what you're doing. Okay, cool. Let's wrap this up, Gavin. Thank you so much, guys. Again, go check out dealfasttrack.com/now. Dealfasttrack.com/now.
Put in, Joe, text that number actually, because people keep calling. I can see it here. It's like people are calling in. Text if you can, because it's easier, because I can see things while I'm doing this.
Yeah.
We should have probably said that. So we will get to your messages, but don't freak out if you have a message. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Yeah.
So text us, because you're going to have questions. That's fine. But it'd be easier and faster for everybody if we just text us. And every time we call you guys, nobody answers their phones. So it's just easier for us and for you if you text us your question. And if it's a question we can't text you an answer to, or you don't want to type it out, that's fine. Say, hey, I got a question. Please call me. And then we'll call you.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys.
Awesome. Joe,
FieldFastTrack.com.
thank you.
Thank you, Gavin. We'll see you all, everybody, later.